Observation has shown how herbivores are predominantly at peace within their species as well as between species. Carnivores evolutionary way ensure that they don't get into each other's way to create tension. But we seem to have a belief or a model that animals in the jungle are called as wild, and we are so afraid of them. In fact, for us to go walk alone in the jungle is one of fear. It is good to have that type of fear. But in fact, if we were to study the lives of elephants, lions, and chimpanzees closely, then we will know how to live with them without the feeling that we are a threat to them. And in turn, they will respond with kindness. Let me illustrate this by outlining some of the experiences of researchers in Lake Manyara, where 50 years ago was the largest number of elephants in terms of density. These animals had been hunted for their ivory, and so the elephants remember for long that they had no predator except the human. But the Lake Manyara forest had been converted into a national park, so hunting had stopped. And the elephants knew that as long as the man did have a gun, there was nothing to worry about. When the researchers went inside, some elephants were initially quite wary of him and ran away. Some elephants were aggressive and attacked him. Gradually, he learned to recognize which were the good ones. And they allowed him to come close. His wife had then a 1-year-old child strapped to her, offered to a known elephant, which took the fruit from her hand, passed her trunk over the whole body of the baby, smelling it slowly. She could feel the friendship and empathy of this elephant. Elephants have long memories of the way they have been hunted and killed, and pass on their memories. Cynthia Moss, a researcher in the Amboseli Game Park, has observed elephants up close. She has seen elephants speared when the elephants raided their farms. She has seen poachers shooting elephants when the elephants wandered outside the protected area. She knew many of the elephants intimately. She observed the grief shown by the family when one of their kind had been killed. They were peaceful with her, as they knew she was not a hunter or a danger to them. Two PhD students had established a research camp in the Kalahari Desert, where the lions had never seen a hunter. A pride of lions would visit their camp and gradually got to know them, their vehicles, their kitchen. They would come and sit down hardly a distance of 10 feet from them. Showing no fear, they would look at the human like a dog would do sitting at the foot of the master. The research students also gradually learned the type of movements, both facial and hand movements, body movements, which were non-aggressive. And the lions were able to see as they moved around the camp that here were people who meant no harm to them. In the Kruger Park in South Africa, a game warden writes the story of going on a picnic with his family and visiting friends, parking their vehicle at the foot of a hill in which they had always felt safe. They troop up to the top of the hillock, but hardly had they gone halfway. Nearing the top, out of a bush, a lioness came roaring and charging towards the warden. He instantly saw the swollen teats of the lioness and knew that the bush contained her newly born cubs, and that is why the lioness felt threatened by the nearness of the humans. And the roaring was the warning sign that if they should come closer, it would attack them. The warden instantly told the others in the group not to run or turn around. This would be a signal to the lioness to charge and attack them. Instead, they should back away slowly without any rapid movement towards the vehicle. The warden stooped down, practically on his knees, so that he was at eye level with the lioness. This was the posture which would be seen by any animal as non-threatening. He then started speaking in a gentle, soft voice, while at the same time retreating slowly, further avoiding any eye contact. All this made the lioness stop its charge, stop its roaring, and it quieted down, becoming less agitated gradually. The warden knew the type of movement which the lioness would take as non-threatening. Elephants and lions have been studied only during the last 60 years. Before that, they have been hunted for thousands of years. Elephants for their ivory, rhinos for their horn, leopard for their skin, elephants for their trophy. So they see the humans as only killers. It is only during the last 60 years, with the arrival of the game park and the protected areas, that the animals are able to note that humans are not dangerous. Of course, that doesn't mean that you should get off the tourist vehicle. Among the chimpanzees, it was Jane Goodall who for the first time studied at the chimpanzees in close quarters, learned how to be with them in a friendly manner, feed them bananas, come so close that she could touch them and groom them. Until that time, man had killed the chimpanzees, ate it, and they knew that man was the only predator. And that's the way all animals responded to humans. But I think the game parks has given us a way in which we are repaying all the killings that have happened in the past. And maybe future generation of those animals will understand that we do not mean harm to them. But of course, for our own sustenance, we do kill animals. Wild animals live peacefully with each other. It is the cruel humans who are cruel to animals and who are cruel to other humans. And that is the change we should think about.